Today I'm working on my 80 series Land Cruiser, the beautiful 80 series. Odds are if you're watching this video, you also have a Land Cruiser 80 series and you want to know how to replace the distributor cap wires. But before we get started, I want to mention something. First off, congratulations, you have an 80 series. These vehicles are becoming more and more iconic and rare as the days go by. I've started to see people sell their 80 series in really good condition for upwards of $40,000. It is crazy to me how much these vehicles have skyrocketed in price within the last few months. So if you're new to me, if you're new to the channel, I make videos specifically for the 80 series Land Cruiser, and as I'm going through my maintenance list, I'm making a video. I'm also going to complete a video at the end with everything that you should look for when purchasing an 80 series Land Cruiser and all the maintenance that you should probably do. So I'm going to make that video later on once I'm done with my maintenance. I'm replacing my spark plug wires as preventative maintenance because I want to make sure that these wires are fresh, that nothing's frayed inside, and that the engine is getting the correct amount of spark it needs. And overall, it's just going to run smoother if you do this. I noticed a big difference when I replaced them. So let's get started with the repair. Now, you're going to notice here, it looks kind of confusing, right? You have a lot of wires. You have a total of 7 wires and 2 breather holes, and it can be very confusing if you start pulling them all off and then trying to figure out where each of these go together. So to begin, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to lay them all out individually from shortest to longest. I have my old distributor cap here already pulled out, and like I said, there is a total of 6 wires, but you have to keep in mind there's another wire that attaches to the middle of it, and that's this one right here. Okay, so we can set this one aside and we know what that one's for. If you take a look closely at the distributor cap, it's going to be 153624. Okay, and that's referring to each cylinder. So we're going to go ahead and find the longest one first, pull it off, and place it on. So first we're going to start with this one, and we're going to look for the longest one. Each one of these has a number, and we're going to start with the longest one first. Okay, now the longest one seems to me that is cylinder 6. The reason why, the 6th cylinder is all the way at the back, and the coil is over here towards the back as well. So that naturally seems like it'd be the longest one. Pull this off, and now to pull this off, you want to pull it at the boot, not where the coil is or the wire, because you'll mess it up. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here. Just kind of, if I can get a good angle right there, it's just going to be pulled off. Okay, so now I'm going to measure them to make sure they're the correct length, and they're pretty close to me, so I'm going to go ahead and swap these out, and that's it. You know, you just basically go through every single one of them and replace them. And I'm going to show you on the old distributor cap how they kind of fit on this stubby end over here. Just kind of goes in there, and you just push it down until you hear a little snap like this. And there you know that it's fully on. And this one obviously goes towards the spark plug. Okay, the next one we are doing is the second longest one, so we're going to go find that one as well. The second longest one will most likely be the front cylinder, the first cylinder here, and the reason why is because the first cylinder will have it right there, and the coil will be on the opposite side over here. So we see here on the number, it says number 1, so we pull it off and we replace it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go through the rest of the wires from longest to shortest until I have replaced every single one of them. Now, if you remember at the very beginning, I set aside the ignition coil, the very longest one aside, because that's the one that I'm going to do last, and that's the one that's connected to the middle. If you trace the wire, you'll find that it's connected closer to where the air filter is, and so you're just going to kind of push down and then unclip it, and here I am reconnecting it. But you might notice that the replacement coils don't come with this little cap that's on it. So what we had to do was remove the cap from the old one and then fit it onto the new one. It did require a little bit of moving around and shifting to get that put in there. So that's it. Very straightforward process. You don't really need any tools, just a little bit of patience and a little bit of measuring skills or eyeballing skills to see which distributor wire goes where. And that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and start up this engine and see how it's running. All right, that's it. It started right up. It runs really smooth. I have no issues with it whatsoever. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was somewhat helpful or informative to you. I have many more videos to come, as mentioned in the beginning, so stay tuned. If you have any questions or you want me to make any videos in the future, let me know and I'll put it on my maintenance list. Thanks for watching.